Okay, good morning, students. Today we are going to study about the topic that is known as price wars. Okay, this is also one of the important topic which should be studied by the student of management, a student of MBA. What does price war means? Okay, so let us start price wars. Of all the variables of a company's marketing strategy, it takes the least time for executives to make changes in their pricing strategy. However, such changes also trigger several unexpected and most unwanted repercussions from competitors, customers, and also within the organizations. Okay, change in pricing strategy usually means initiating a price cut. Such a price cut invariably triggers a chain reaction in the industry, which competitors usually trying to outdo each other in cutting prices, leading to a decline in the overall profits of every player in the industry. Price then becomes the main competitive tool which overall so price then becomes the main competitive tool which eventually undermines the investment that the company may have undertaken to develop any differential advantage, for instance superior quality, better delivery systems, or superior technology. It also make customers expect and want more price reductions, affecting the industry's competitiveness irreparably. Okay, companies in such situations must decide their response strategies. When faced with competitors who has reduced prices, most companies choose to retaliate with price cuts. It is, however, important to explore other possibilities before succumbing to the inevitable price wars. So now, this is what, as we have just learned now, that what does price wars means. So let us know in that price wars is what. Price war is a kind of when any of the, if suppose in a particular industry, if any of the brand or company decreases the prices of the product, then at that time what is being done, the other companies, the other competitors, in a repercussion, they just in retaliation they also start reducing the prices of the similar brand or product. On that case, what is being done, the a kind of price war is being erupted in the entire market. While looking upon one, the others are also declining their prices, which overall results in jeopardizing the investment of the company. Okay, it makes the company danger. It puts the company in danger while they have made investments on various things. They have did investments on marketing, they have did investments on company superior for bringing the superior quality, for better delivery system, superior technology. What they have invested on all these things, and if the price is being cut by one of the competitors, then what is being done, all the competitors used to reduce their prices. That is known as what? Price wars, which in return dangers the entire investment which is being made by the company to the entire industry. So on that case there is a loss, for overall loss for the entire industry. So this is known as what? Price war. Now, so as it has been done that most of the management gurus, most of the management persons have defined some alternatives or measures on the basis of which they just check the price wars. They just fight with the price wars. That is being defined with the help of this diagram. In this diagram, you see that from here, what is being first done, that we reveal strategic intentions. Okay, we reveal strategic intentions without responding to price cuts first. Other the next part, what we are going to do is compete only on non-pricing measures. We have to compete on only on the non-pricing measures. Third is what? We have to strengthen brand and offer better value. Exactly. Fourth part, what we are going to do is to respond selectively to avoid an all-out war. So the all-out war should be avoided. We have to respond selectively on selective basis, and at last fight the price war. At last, eventually, if nothing should be done, then the price war would be fought. Okay, so these are the measures which should be taken. Now let us elaborate this diagram. Let us try to sketch this diagram further, and we will stand this diagram further like this. That suppose the very first part, what does the company do is what? The company may choose to reveal its strategic intentions to its competitors without responding to the price cut in any other manner. Exactly what the company used to do. The eventual, at the very first stage, the company used to choose to reveal its strategic intentions. Whatever the strategic intentions, the missions which the company has made, they just reveal those strategic intentions to the competitors without responding to the price cuts. They don't have to respond to the price cuts, but they have to show the competitors about various strategies, that what are the strategies which they have come up in the market, so that they can sell their products among the customers. For instance, it may reveal its low cost structure to competitors that could allow it to sustain the price war longer if required. Okay, it may also lead it to known to competitors that it does not intend to compete on the basis of the price in the market. Exactly, they just talk among each other that they are not going to first of all, they are not going to compete each other on the basis of price cuts. Maybe the firm could alert the regulators indirectly against such predatory moves of the competitors. Exactly, there are some regulatory bodies in every market, so they just move towards those regulatory bodies, and they will just inform those regulatory bodies that we are not going to fight these price wars earlier. Okay, and they have to look upon those predators, those company who are just moving towards the market while reducing their prices, so that they can avoid price wars. Okay, the basic intention of this move is to scare the competitors, or to let it know that it would eventually lose out in the race. Exactly, the basis is what? That they just want to threaten, they just want to scare their competitors, that if they move towards the reduction strategies, then they are not going to accept them in the market in the near future. For long run, it is not being good for them. Okay, now first, earlier it has been done that they are going to show the competitors about low cost strategies, that they have to move for the low cost strategy. The next, what they used to do, the company may choose to compete strictly on non-profit based measures. Exactly, they just move strictly towards the non-profit based measures, so all those measures which are non-profit. Okay, if a competitor has reduced prices and perhaps others are also willing to do so, the company may either decide to persist with existing price levels or even increase prices. Exactly, most of the time what they used to do, if suppose most of the companies some of the company has reduced the price, and others are also willing to reduce the price, then at that time the brand which is the market leader, what they used to do, they try to persist with existing price levels exist karenge, and even increase prices. Sometimes they used to increase the prices, so that the main purpose is to prevent damage to the brand image of the market. Exactly, it will damage if we persistently reduce the prices of the product. Then what is being done? It reduces the damage of the image of the product, so at that time it increases the price most of the market, especially if the brand carrier is a premium image among the target audience. The company would also have to emphasize high quality or value added features in its customers, okay, value added features in its communications, or provide more value, or denigrate the attempt to competitors to shift the focus of customers away from price to quality. Exactly, the way basic feature of that company is what they just try to shift the image, the entire focus of the customers from the price cuts towards the quality of the products. Perhaps it could also try to convince customers of the dangers of the buying lower priced products, or warn them against future competitive moves, such as the danger of monopolistic tendencies if other competitors were driven out of the markets because of predatory pricing. Exactly, it just try to show their customers and try to focus the customers that if they move towards the price cuts, if they just try to purchase those products which are very low in the market, or they have reduced prices, then they try to convince the customers that such kinds of moves which is being done by the companies, they are going to tarnish the image of the entire company, and afterwards after some time they are going to become the monopoly, and a monopolistic approach would be adopted by that predator. Okay, and the third, if we talk about the third part, the third measure is what? The third part which we are, the third step which we are going to take is what? It is important to remember that there is life after price war for brands. Exactly, it should be known for every competitors in the market, for every predator in the market, such who are going to reduce the prices, they have been known as the predators. Okay, in the price wars they have been known as the predators. So it is very much important for them to remember that after that there should be a life. After the price war is being finished, the market is going to survive. The brand should strengthen itself by providing more features and benefits and advertising more stridently. Exactly, the brand, all those brands, they just move towards while advertising their products more. A stronger brand is the ultimate deterrence against price slashing competitors. Exactly, at that time the stronger brands only survive in the markets, they are the only going to become the leaders. But if brands reduce price indiscriminately during the price war as a retaliatory measure, it damages the brand image for good. Exactly, and if suppose the price would be reduced in retaliation by the other top brand company, then it should not be good for the market. It should not be good for the regulatory measures, which will damage the entire brand image for the goods. And the next step which we are going to follow at the time of price war is that the company may selectively respond to such price cuts to avoid an all-out war. Exactly, for instance, the company may give quantitative discounts. Exactly, at that time the company, while the company may give the quantitative discounts without if we suppose the company is going to reduce the price of the product selectively, then on that base what they used to do while reducing they don't have to move, they have to avoid the price cuts, and while avoiding the price cuts, what they used to do, they used to just give the quantitative discounts. Quantitative discounts means if the customers purchase 3 products, then 1 product is being given to them as free. Okay, or buy 2 get 1 free, buy 3 get 1 free, buy 1 get 1 free. So those types of quantitative discounts would be offered to them. It may engage in value pricing, that is charge a higher price from customers who want more features and least price from those who want a stripped down version of the products. It may offer peak services at usual prices and cut down prices at non-peak hours to stimulate demand. The method allows responding to the price cut in a manner that prevents damage to the brand's reputation. It also allows adequate time for the company to plan further moves and sense the impact of the competitors' price cuts with less risk. Exactly, with less risk they are going to reduce, they are going to do that. Okay, next step which is being followed is what? The last option for the company is to fight the price war. When nothing is being listened, when nobody is going to hear in the market, all the competitors would come up in retaliation for decreasing the price. Then at that time the company should have to fight the price war. The company has to resort to this option if its stakes in the industry are high, that is the business is strategically important for the company. Exactly. And last, the company knows that business is the last option, and they have come up in the market only for the business. So for doing the business, they fight for the ability to fight out the war depends on the financial strength of the company. It all depends upon the financial strength of the company. However, the intensity and the time for which the war would be waged would depend on other players in the industry. Stronger players with larger stakes would stretch the war for longer time. Exactly. Stronger players with larger stakes would stretch the war for a longer time. It is a very important strategy which should be known by the company, by the players in the market, that those who are stronger players with larger stakes, they would stretch the war. They would be there in the war for longer time. Therefore, the industry dynamic should be weighted carefully before the company goes the whole hog. Okay, if the company cannot fight the price war and it is foreseen that the war would be fought by other stronger players in the industry, the company should start planning exit strategies. At that time, if the company thinks that there are various big giants, there are various big fish in the market, and they are not going to survive in a longer stake, then at that time the company should have to take a very wise decision, and that wise decision is what? Just to exit, just try to plan to exit from the market. There is no point fighting a battle which one can never expect to win. Exactly. There is no such kind of thing that on the basis of which they are going to win in the market. So this is all about the price war. Okay. Thank you to all of you.